Okay, I'm wearing a Sonic shirt that's kind of thematic because this was the, let me see the title of the episode, it was Multi-Tales. Oh, this episode. Alright, now, when I watched this episode, the first thing I thought was, this is an episode of Shaolin Showdown. They used this exact plot in an episode of Shaolin Showdown. Then I thought, given the average age of people who probably watch my vlogs, no one's gonna know what Shaolin Showdown is. So let's go with Too Many Pinkie Pies from My Little Pony. The episode starts banally enough. Tails is ready to unveil his new invention to his friends, and they're all have their eyes covered, thinking, "Please be ice cream, please be ice cream, please be ice cream." And when they open their eyes and see it's not ice cream, they're all disappointed. And Knuckles says, "That better be an ice cream maker." And Tails says it's not going to make ice cream, but it will actually help the town. So Dr. Eggman attacks, and Tails activates his new machine, which has a really big, complicated name that they all say no, that doesn't flow. So he calls it the Domepocalypse, and they all think it's awesome. And I think Domepocalypse is a horrible name because it sounds like it's a dome that's gonna hurt you. It sounds like what they did to the Simpsons in the Simpsons movie with the giant dome that isolated their city from everything. So Tails activates this energy dome that covers the town, and it protects it from B-Bot's attacks. Like, lasers can't penetrate it, and the robots can't penetrate it either. So Dr. Eggman says, "What is this?" And he says the exact same ridiculously complicated name that Tails called it by complete coincidence, because that just seemed to be the most logical name to give it. And when Tails says, "No, it's a Domepocalypse," like, "Oh yeah, that's a good name. But can it stop Obliterator Bot?" So Obliterator Bot jumps on the dome, and he starts smashing at it, and he tries to cut it with his chainsaw hand, nothing happens. He shoots it with the laser, it knocks Dr. Eggman off course, and it bounces off. He tries the laser again, it shoots his own head off. And so, the dome is protecting the town, and everyone's happy, and they give him an award, which was from a youth basketball game, but like it was the only trophy that we had on hand. Like, really? You people give out awardee awards, and when somebody actually legitimately deserves an award, you don't have anything thematic to give them? So, as Tails is accepting his accolades, Dr. Eggman attacks again with a drill tank. Like, this guy has nothing better to do. I mean, 2 attacks in the same day? Come on! So now it turns out that the dome is a liability, because now the robots don't even have to aim their lasers, because if they miss, the lasers bounce off the dome and then they come back down and hit something else. So yeah, everything is horrible now. The robots are attacking, and everyone's fighting the robots, and Dr. Eggman's drill tank is causing havoc, and Knuckles is able to pick up the Domepocalypse and turn it towards Dr. Eggman's drill tank and uses it to push him away. So the townspeople want to rescind his award because his dome turned out to be more of a liability. And Sonic says that it's not really Tails' fault that he's not some kind of psychic seer who can see every possibility. But then Tails says that it is his fault because the fact that Eggman could drill from underground was something he really should have seen. And they're like, "Well, since your name is already engraved on the award for realizing that this is all your fault, I grant you this award of shame." Award of shame. I actually said award of shame out loud in flabbergasted hilarity at the end of that sentence. So yeah, so Tails decides that the only way that he can actually come up with all these contingencies is if there's more than one of him. So he creates a machine that'll make copies of himself. So he goes in, he makes 5 copies, and then they all go off to do things. One of them just kind of sits around eating at Mad Burger. Another one bugs the crap out of Styx by constantly asking her why. You remember Buttons and Mindy? How Mindy would walk up to a random person and says, "What you doing?" And when they say it, like, why? Like, oh god, I wanted to strangle Mindy. Forget about Buttons and Mindy. Buttons and Mindy was a terrible part of Animaniacs, and you should hate it because I hate it. But yeah, that whole why, so Styx goes crazy and actually attacks him. Like of all the people to antagonize an annoying question, Styx is not the one. Styx is the one person who won't hesitate to punch you in the face. Tails tries to help Amy hang a picture. He just makes a hole in the wall, throws a nail in it, and puts a picture like, I like helping. So, and Knuckles is trying to play like a game where they spray whipped cream into the mouth, but Tails isn't doing it. Like, Dr. You didn't say Simon Says. Who is playing? We're not playing Simon Says. Then who is? Good point. Let's go find Simon before we miss out on all the fun. So with Five Tails, apparently we're on. Okay, so here's the thing. It turns out that when Tails duplicated himself, he actually decreased his IQ to a fifth of what it was, making each of them about as dumb as Knuckles. For the record, I still don't like the idea that Knuckles is a dullard in this show because it kind of oversimplifies his character from the proper universe. But I had to accept that this is this universe's interpretation of Knuckles. So, I mean, it's not like Amy's exactly like herself from the proper universe. So, I'm not going to complain about it. But these Tails are all idiots. So let's go with that. So everybody figures that the best thing to do is to get all the Tailses back into the machine so they can be merged into one normal Tails again. And when they do the machine, it actually duplicates them again. So instead of having 5 Tailses, we have 25 Tailses, and they all go running around and wreaking havoc. And yeah, so that's the thing. They all have to work on containing them because the Tails are just running all around the town doing all kinds of stupid stuff. You have one Tails who flies up with his tails until he hits a beam and falls to the ground, and he does it again and again and again. And the whole time I'm thinking, this looks exactly like my room did that time I bought a whole bunch of figures so I could have custom fodder. Yeah. Okay, gotta talk about my things, right? Okay, so we got Tails. We got Tails going into all sorts of shenanigans, and it turns out that Knuckles is able to speak their language because you got a bunch of idiots. So he tells them, "Hey, do you guys want to see a cream puff in the shape of the mayor's head?" And they all go into a line. They start marching, and Knuckles is leading them like, I'll keep them distracted. You guys go find a cream puff that looks like the mayor's head. Oh, Knuckles, And at the very least, he says a bunch of hilarious random stuff. I can't get mad at him for that. Oh, by the way, Styx seems to be quite the weapon master. I mean, you always think that she has her boomerang, but she was fighting with nunchucks today. She just likes to fight with random weapons all the time, doesn't she? Alright, so we cut to Dr. Eggman's place, and he's taking a shower. And Tails pokes his head in the shower, like, oh, Tails. Oh, this is just wrong. He asks what's going on. Tails is like, hey, you want to be friends? He's like, huh? Friends? I thought we were enemies. Oh, huh. What about Sonic? Sonic who? Like, oh, I like this loyal team of besties. Okay, so go get me a towel. So Tails goes out to get a towel, and then when Tails comes back, he doesn't have a towel. Like, what happened? Where's the towel? What towel? The towel I told you to get. So he goes to get the towel again, and when he comes back, I found pudding. Oh my God, Tails. So Eggman's like, I don't need pudding, I need a towel. So Tails comes back with a little tiny towel, like, is this a towel? Like, what am I supposed to cover with that? Are you making fun of me? And, did they seriously just make a penis joke in a Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon? Really? Really? Because, he walks up with a little dishcloth, and Eggman's like, huh, I think that's about as perverted as we're gonna get in Sonic Boom. Really? So Eggman gives up on the towel and he just wraps himself up in the shower curtain, and when he goes out to his room, he sees that there's 5 Tails making a mess of his place. So Dr. Eggman goes back to Tails' workshop where they're counting up all the Tails and find that they're missing 5. And Eggman comes in and says, "A bunch of idiot foxes have infested my lair." So they explain to Eggman about the whole cloning machine fiasco, and so they agree to go back and get the Tails so they can put them back in the machine. Because he's already invaded the village twice today, so now it's time for being amicable. So we have Tails. We have everyone tells Knuckles, because since Knuckles seems to have the best rapport with the Tails clones, they tell him to watch them. He says, "Okay, but I lost a lot of street cred after that the cheese puff thing." So they all go back. They gather up the Tailses who are making a complete mess of the lair. And of course, Eggman has a line saying, "Hey, I don't come to your place and mess your stuff up." Like, oh wait, that was a bad example. All right. So they grab Tails, and one of the Tailses was drawing like a motorcycle thing on the wall with crayon. I was thinking maybe it looked a little bit like the Cyclone mech from Sonic Adventure 2, but I think it was just the color and the overall silhouette, because it was like a motorcycle and not a anything that looked like something Tails actually used in the video game. It would have been a good place to stick it in though, like have him draw, like say, like they could have done Tails drawing up the mech, and it could have seen like the big 2-legged walker thing that Tails used in Sonic Adventure 2 was only something that a stupid Tails would have come up with. Because a lot of people didn't like the whole being in a walker mech for Tails' gameplay in Sonic Adventure 2. Come on, you made so many jabs at the Dreamcast and other stuff in previous games. Like, this would have been, like, what? Is Sonic Adventure 2 suddenly sacrosanct? You can't make fun of it? Like, okay, now I'm getting into my own hang-ups. Alright, so they get back to Tails' workshop, and Eggman says, "Alright, see you guys around." They're like, wait, none of us know how to work the machine. So I was like, alright, I'll take a look at it. So he looks and like, okay, you gotta put it into reverse. And it turns out there's a knob with pictures that shows how one way makes clones and the other way fuses everyone together. Like, it's about as idiot-proof as you can get, but like Sonic's like, "Hey, you're the technical genius, not us." So they set the machine to reintegrate. Everybody's put together. Tails comes out, and Tails is disappointed in himself for all the mess that he caused, and he I gotta check something. Okay, yeah. Yeah, since this airs on Boomerang, it's in standard definition by default, so I had to use a setting to stretch it to fill my whole screen. And, well, this is, Alright, so, wait, there's one more gag at the end. When Tails is disappointed himself in that he thought that he needed more copies of himself, when what he really needed was his friends. And Eggman says that he's happy that everything's okay, but now he has to go do a pudding run because somebody ate all this pudding, and I'm mad at you for that, Tails. And they're like, "Why?" And as soon as he says that, Styx jumps up and tackles him. Call back! This episode was very funny, but also kind of frustrating. Like I said, it was far from an original plot. Like a lot of cartoons do this thing where you have the character make copies of himself. Like I said too, like Shaolin Showdown from when I was a kid and, well, teenager, and then Too Many Pinkie Pies, which is a more recent example that you guys would know. And the whole thing where like you have a whole bunch of clones, but the clones are like imperfect copies of the original. Like, this is the thing that happens. And it's I don't know, it was just funny. I mean, it was hardly the cool, spooky, like, pseudo-Halloween special stuff we got with last week's episode, but, this was still funny. Not every episode has to break new grounds. You can play the same old cliches, and as long as you implement it right, you can still make it humorous enough that we'll still like it. So yeah, this was just plain funny on a very basic level. Hardly anything groundbreaking, but absolutely nothing offensive about it either. It was just okay. Except for that weird out of nowhere penis joke. I mean, what the hell?